didn't see you there. My name's Jack. You all probably know who I am because, well, I'm in your same theology class. And today, let's cut to the chase, okay? Mr. Reyes had us do this this project for our final exam. So Sars Filateo and I, my partner, he's just like, hey Jack, let's make this movie thing about 3 parables. The parables were first told by Jesus Christ some 2,000 years ago as a way to teach people about God. And now you may ask, what is a parable? A parable is a simple story used to illustrate a spiritual lesson or moral. And now Cyrus and I will show you guys 3 parables that we chose. The parable of the prodigal son, the parable of the rich fool, and the parable of the rich man and Lazarus. So I hope you all enjoy. A man had 2 sons, and the younger son said to his father,
Father, give me my share of estate, please.
So the father divided the property between them. After a few days, the younger son collected all his belongings and set off to a distant country where he squandered his inheritance on a life of dissipation.
I think I need some new shoes.
I wonder what Foot Locker has today. Ooh. Nah. I don't know. Guess I don't have anything today. Wait. They have the new Yeezy Boosts on sale for $999. I might have to cop. Yep, I'm copying them.
Bro, I'm about to be the flyest dude out here, man. Nobody has the sneakers like I do.
Man, these new shoes that I copped were pretty cheap on a new deal. I wonder what my bill says. Negative $999? Now? It's negative $1,998? How?
I hate this job. How many of my father's hired servants have food to spare, and here I am starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father and tell him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and I have sinned against you, and I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me one of your hired servants.
So he got up and went back to his father.
Tell him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and I have sinned against you, and I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me one of your hired servants.
Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is now found. Now the older son had been out in the field, and on his way back, as he neared the house, he heard the sound of music and dancing. Servant, what is going on? Your brother has come home, and your father has killed the fattened calf because he has him back safe and sound. He became angry, and when he refused to enter the house, his father came out and pleaded with him. Look, all these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders, yet you never gave me even a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours, who has squandered your property with prostitutes, come along, you kill the fattened calf for him? My son, you are always with me, and everything that I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad, because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is now found. Welcome back, and Mr. Reyes, if you're still watching, you are a good sport and a trooper, and you passed our test, and you can be our friend. Now, with a parable, in it there is a moral or a lesson that you should probably take for your own life to make yourself a better person and the people around you better. And the moral or lesson that I took from the prodigal son is that if you are truly sorry for sin or sins that you've committed, you will be forgiven. Because the younger son was truly sorry for what he did and that he just abandoned his family, but his father, he forgave him and everything just went back to normal. And now Here is the rich fool. There once was a rich man whose land produced a bountiful harvest. He asked himself,
What shall I do? I have no place to store my crops. I guess I could just tear down my barns and build bigger ones, and from there I will just plant my surplus grains.
But God said to him, You fool, this night your life will be demanded of you, and the things you have prepared, to whom will they belong? Thus will it be for the one who stores up treasure for himself, but is not rich in what matters to God. The moral for the parable of the rich fool is to not store up too much earthly wealth so that you turn away from God, because that wealth that you have on earth is not going to pass on to the afterlife, whether you go to heaven or hell. It just won't follow you there. So be open to God. So now here's the last parable, the rich man and Lazarus. There was a rich man who dressed in purple garments and fine linen and dined sumptuously each day. And lying at his door was a poor man named Lazarus, covered with sores, who would gladly have eaten his fill of the scraps that fell from the rich man's table. Dogs even used to come and lick his sores. When the poor man died, he was carried away by angels to Abraham. The rich man also died and was buried. And from the netherworld, where he was in torment, he raised his eyes and saw Abraham far off and Lazarus at his side. And he cried out,
Father Abraham, have pity on me, and send Lazarus to dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, because I am in agony in this fire.
My child, remember that you received what was good during your lifetime, while Lazarus likewise received what was bad. But now he is comforted here, whereas you are tormented. Moreover, between us and you a great chasm is established, to prevent anyone from crossing who might wish to go from our side to yours, or from your side to ours.
Then I beg you, Father, send him to my father's house, for I have 5 brothers, so that he may warn them lest to come to this place of torment.
They have Moses and the prophets. Let them listen to them.
No, Father Abraham, he said, but if someone from the dead goes to them, they will repent.
If they will not listen to Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded if someone should rise from the dead. The moral of the parable of the rich man and Lazarus is that people who don't help out the needy, who can help the needy, can suffer an eternal consequence in hell, because the rich man didn't help out Lazarus. He just let him lay there and die. But Lazarus went to heaven because he suffered already enough on earth. But the rich man, he was greedy and selfish, so he went to hell, and he had to suffer that consequence.